Good evening to all of you on this fabulous February the 7th. I am going to say hello to all of you that are joining this evening. I've got an incredible live scheduled with Rosemary of O. I'm very excited to speak with her. She is going to share a little bit about herself and her business. I am Mariya of the We Network Canada, the Chief Operating Officer and partner to this exquisite and extraordinary group of women. I'm also a proud single mom. I've had quite an emotional few weeks as my son has moved to BC. I hope he's watching because I think it's important for all of you to have a little bit of information about me as well, and who is the other half of we. So what I am going to do is wait a little bit. I'm going to... Oh, your bear bubbles. Oh, yours moved away as well? I was an absolute emotional disaster for the last few weeks. So proud he got an amazing job in BC, moved out there as a computer and software engineer for Amazon. Proud of both of my guys. They're both doing amazing, but yeah, it was hard sobbing at the airport, like just uncontrollable. But then there's pride, right? Because they're doing their thing. They see that their mother is doing so much more as well, and we continue to learn from each other, which is amazing and great. So for all of you women out there, whether you are a single parent or not, it's pretty remarkable to see the rise of our kids. So I think I'm done crying, but it was pretty heavy. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do now is request Rosemary. I love having these kinds of conversations because it's an opportunity for me, as part of the We Network Canada, to introduce one of our members. And it's also a great opportunity for one of our members to share and highlight their business, anything that's upcoming that's important to them as well. So I have I'm asking, let's see, I'm hoping that Rosemary sees my invitation to join. So I'm going to cancel the invitation and invite her back again. So let's try this. Hopefully she can accept the invitation, and then the two of us will be together and having a conversation. Yay!
Hi, Mariya.
How are you?
I'm amazing. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. I'm well. I was just sharing a little bit of personal stuff with our viewers, because I think it's important for everybody to know what I do as well, and where I come from, and my inspirations, and who I admire, which are definitely both of my children. And I have this addiction and admiration for the members of our community in the We Network as well. It's powerful what has been created. It's the business relationships are amazing. The personal relationships are amazing. It's a pretty remarkable group for sure. So welcome, Rosemary. Um, how is
Well,
your
thank you.
day today? You're
Oh, I
welcome.
had I had an amazing day, and I want to say hello and welcome to everyone that is joining us this evening for the live. Thank you so much because it's time taken away from our businesses and families, and I appreciate everybody logging in. So thank
Yeah,
you. And
that's
for
good.
your time too, Mariya, and I
Um,
completely understand. I have the empty nest syndrome
oh,
because all four of my kids
oh,
are gone, moved out. They finished school and working full time. So
yeah.
yeah, it's hard, and
It's
I feel that
brutal.
exactly.
Yeah, it was awful. Like the last, yeah. Because I mean, I prepared for it, right? Um, but then it's like, oh, I got another month, or I've got, oh, it's going to happen in the new year. But then when it does, it's like this big blow to say, oh my God, like you're really doing it. And all of your hard work, that's the reward is watching them grow and follow whatever desire and passion that that they that they essentially want to follow, right? So, but yeah, it was hard. Yeah, it was definitely, but I'm good now. Like
That's
yeah,
good.
I'm good. I'm good for now. For now, we'll have a conversation probably in a few days, and we'll see how I am then.
Okay,
Yeah.
you have my number. You can call
I
me.
do. I do. I do. So I just have some questions. Um, and and then I guess we'll start there. So if you can share with myself as well as all of those that are watching a little bit about yourself, your business, and your role in the business.
Sure. Okay, let's start at the beginning. I'm going to introduce myself as
Okay.
Rosemary Cescolini. I am the founder of O, you'll see it in the
Yeah.
background, and it's short for Only Women Entrepreneurs. It's an organization which I started just fresh last year,
Mhm.
and its purpose is to equip and inspire women with the necessary skills, knowledge to succeed in entrepreneurship, as
Okay.
well as alternative careers in the skilled trades.
Okay.
And the way I do that is through my business development and personal development coaching courses.
Okay.
And you might say, well, why are you doing business coaching? Like, how did
Mhm.
you get around that? So I'm gonna work a little bit on my history.
Oh,
So
perfect.
30 years ago,
Okay.
I started my life out as a high school teacher,
Okay.
and the career was short-lived because I wasn't able to mold and shape the minds of high school students to prepare them for real
Okay.
life. I had a tough childhood. Okay,
Okay.
immigrant parents, very poor. I was picked on, bullied, on and on, but
Yeah.
they taught me resilience. They taught me to get skills, education. I had a lot of work experiences, and I worked in difficult sections in the city where, families weren't your nuclear families. You had kids that came to school,
Mhm.
and that was their only safe haven. So it was really
Yeah.
important for me to be that role model. I wasn't
Okay.
able to do that because politics were at play.
Okay.
So I decided to resign,
Okay.
and I'm thinking, what am I going to do? And my father-in-law gave me this wonderful opportunity. He says, why don't you come into the family business?
Okay.
And I said, well, family business. It's right here.
Wow.
It's called Royal Door Limited,
Okay.
established in 1975.
Mm.
What do? Well,
Wow.
we are a manufacturing facility,
Okay.
and we make interior and exterior wood doors. Totally
Okay.
male populated. I
Yep.
had no experience. I had no idea how to use a tape measure. Okay,
Yeah.
I do now. All
Oh my
right.
God, I love it.
And who taught me? My husband and my father in
Yeah.
law.
Yeah.
And they said, you have to learn in the production area because you're going to be selling product. You cannot be good at selling product or marketing it without understanding the product. So within 2 years, I learned how to make product. So these are components of our doors, which I can make using our machines, and they're put together nicely.
I'm so fascinated right now.
Okay, so I went from being a teacher to a master artisan in woodworking.
Wow.
So I learned a skilled trade.
Yeah.
Okay, and they say women can't do that. Yes, you can do anything you want to do, as long as you put your head down. When my father-in-law thought I understood the product completely, he said, you're graduating to the front of the office, where you're going to learn to increase sales and marketing. And you know what? I had education in university, a couple of degrees, so that was the easy part. The hard part was convincing our largely male clientele to deal with a female saleswoman.
Yeah.
But I won them over because I knew the product inside out. They would come in with a problem. I would come back at them with a solution. They would take out their measuring tape, and they think I couldn't read it. And I go, well, yeah, you need something that's 3 7/8 and perhaps, 4 3/4. And then they were mesmerized. You start talking numbers to them, and all of a sudden you have their attention. So they gained confidence in me. So what happened with our business? Okay, when I started 30 years ago, we were just local. GTA, we only had 5 door styles, 1 wood type, and about 500 doors a year, and we were making about 6 figures. Okay, modest income.
Yeah.
Fast forward to this day and age, well, we ramped out a lot of things. We're Canada-wide. We sell to major retailers. Our biggest client is Home Hardware with over 2,200 stores. We are on all construction and renovation magazines. I sell to TV personalities. So Mike Holmes, Brian Ballmer. You might watch Scott McGilvery with Deborah Salmoni. Deborah Salmoni is a client of mine, and she's going to appear on my podcast in a future episode. So stay tuned for that. And we also are in the movie industry, where we make product for movie sets. So when you watch Netflix and perhaps you want to see the series The Green Door, Hemlock Grove, The Handmaid's Tale.
Just a moment.
Our doors are all in there. Yeah. Right. And as well as The Big Bang Theory that's on TV. And why? Because we make a fantastic product. We have terrific service, and our clients are repeat clients. So what has that given us in 30 years? Well, in 30 years, we've been able to increase our sales. We've scaled. So we went from 6 figures to 8 figures. Our production went from 500 to 55,000 doors. Then we are able to produce product as quickly as 2 hours. So if tonight there is a break-in, tomorrow morning my phone rings and someone needs a front door, I will have that door delivered within 2 hours. So we have an incredible reputation. So that aspect, amazing. We're moving on to the 3rd generation, where my kids are involved in the business, and we're expanding. We're doing a major expansion because our services are incredibly in demand. So we're going to open up a new facility in late spring, which I'll probably announce on our social media. But the other part of my business experience comes from the fact that my father-in-law, a very wise man, said, listen, you can't put your eggs all in one basket, because if we ever go through a business slowdown, like a recession, you're not going to sell doors, because it's not a necessity unless you have a break and enter, or somebody's in the middle of construction and they got to finish it, right? So he said, in good times, we're going to take money and we're going to invest. And I don't know if you've ever heard of wealthy people. They have 7 streams of income. Okay. So that's what we proceeded to do. So what would we do? We invested in real estate. We invested in construction, where we build residential, so high density,
Yeah.
mid-rise, and also
Okay.
low-rise. But we also get involved with the building and development of commercial and industrial properties.
Okay.
So if something comes for sale, we'll buy it, we'll renovate it, rent it out, and we manage it as a property. So
Mhm.
we have a vast array of experiences. And so someone said to me, and this is my daughter in particular, his mom, you have so much skill and knowledge
Mhm.
that one thing that we're lacking is female leadership
Yeah.
and mentorship. And I just thought about it for a long time. And then I said, you know what? I think I owe it to the younger
Mhm.
generation to put myself out there and
Yeah.
to instill that knowledge, because just like women and men in my earlier life
Yeah.
mentored me, my
Yeah.
father-in-law in particular, my parents, and other people, I should
Yeah.
be doing that for this generation. So
Mm.
it's for me, it's like a tribute to my own mentors, but as well as gratitude, giving
Yeah.
back, because I am thankful, and I want to
Yeah.
make sure that every single woman out there
Yeah.
has the tools to succeed, because I would be so happy. It's personal fulfillment.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Now, do you find that with O
Mm-hmm.
that there are a lot of women that essentially are interested in exploring the opportunities of trade?
At the moment, yes.
Okay.
The thing that's holding women back at the present time is our school system, and also the mentality of parents. Okay, and I'm going to use myself as an example. My
Okay.
parents, grade 5 education, and they worked all these unskilled jobs, and until they learned a skilled trade. They said to me, go to school, go to school.
Yeah.
Higher education will get you a great job, great security, good pay,
Yeah.
yada yada.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to be an entrepreneur. I really wanted to be actually a builder.
Yeah.
My,
Wow.
my
Wow.
father said no,
Yeah.
because you're a woman. One day you're going to
Yeah.
get married. So that stereotype. Okay, so being the good kid that I was, all right, I'll get into something that I like doing,
Yeah.
and perhaps one day I'll have a family, and that will be conducive to raising kids and having a family.
Yeah.
So that was my parents pushing me. So that same mentality has transferred over the 30 years.
Yeah.
But now it's a social stigma. If you don't go to university,
Mhm.
people say, well, what's wrong with Mariya?
Yeah.
She's not that smart.
Mhm.
So what we're trying to do is tell the story like my story.
Yeah.
What I make, what I would have made as a teacher
Mhm.
1 year, okay, and what I make as an entrepreneur in 1 year, it
Yeah.
would take me 10 years teaching to make 1 year as an entrepreneur in
Yeah. Yeah.
a skilled trade. And that is so much in demand,
Mhm.
because people like my father are no longer here. No one
Yeah.
is taking over this generation.
Yeah.
Opportunities are immense.
Yeah.
There are grants for women. There are employment opportunities where employers will pay for your apprenticeship.
Yeah.
Like, you're talking about $30, $40 an
Wow.
hour just
Wow.
to
Yeah.
learn. Then when you get your credentials and your
Mhm.
certificates,
Yeah.
it easily doubles, and the pay is incredible.
Yeah.
Like, I
Mhm.
spoke to a young lady in Sudbury
Yeah.
who's in the mining industry.
Mm. Okay.
She's 21 years old, and she bought her house for cash. 21 years old.
My
She said
God.
her goal is to learn,
Yeah.
and once she finishes getting her credentials, she
Yeah.
said she's going to hook back with me, because she
Oh,
wants to start up a business
yeah.
in the mining industry, because she could make more money with her skill and entrepreneurship. She goes, right now I'm well paid, but I'm
Yeah.
making money for my mining
Yeah.
company. I want to make more money.
Yeah.
but I have a unique in-demand skill
Yeah.
that I
That's
can take anywhere in the world. I'm not geographically bound to Canada. I can go anywhere.
yeah. I find what you do is so fascinating because I also came from the same family, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get married, have kids, go to school, sit on the veranda. You're not allowed off the veranda. Like,
Exactly.
so I came from that as well. And I find that now, I don't know if it's our generation of parenting, it's we want to push our kids. We want them to believe that they can essentially do absolutely anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not be segregated into the smaller um box of what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to do anything. We should, whatever we desire and are passionate about. I find it fascinating that you are focusing on something that you've learned
Yes.
within within the industry of trade and utilizing that for women that essentially probably were so afraid to do anything like that. When I just as a really small example, when I go and get my oil changed and
Mm-hmm.
there's a woman that changes my oil, I'm like, "Oh my God, that looks so weird." Like it just like psychologically it's like it does something's wrong. Then when I continue to go and I continue to see these women doing these things, it's like, you know what? Good for you. Good for you that you
Exactly.
are passionate about something. You're doing something that you essentially like really love to do. I do. I find it amazing, amazing.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. If I may ask you, if you can give myself as well as all of the viewers a sneak peek into, I guess, your daily operation. Like, how does your day start? I mean, it probably doesn't even end. Being an entrepreneur, like there is no clock watching. You get fired from all angles of responsibilities that essentially, we follow through with. But I would love to know how is like a typical day for you?
Typical day. Have you ever heard of the 5 a.m. club?
Yes.
Okay, well, I get up at 4:30, not 5,
Yeah.
and I spend a half an hour meditating.
Yeah.
Okay, meditation is very important
Mhm.
because it puts me into the present moment
Yeah.
of my vision of what I want to achieve. And it's not
Yeah.
just for the day, but
Yeah.
it's many days,
Yeah.
many weeks, many months, many years. And it puts me in a very positive
Mhm.
light and good
Yeah.
energy. So
Yeah.
it also
Mhm.
helps me with complicated situations
Yeah.
where most people, when they're faced with a crisis or a dilemma, they
Mhm.
explode. No,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
stay calm,
Yeah.
rational, and I come up with that solution. So
Yeah.
meditation at 4:30. Then I do a cold plunge. So I have an indoor pool. We keep it
Yeah.
at 17 degrees
Yeah.
because that is the temperature that's conducive for females. For males, it's
Okay.
13.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That's amazing information.
So by doing a cold
Yeah.
plunge, it actually awakens all your
Okay.
senses and you feel so alive,
Yeah.
so alert. So
Mhm.
you can last 14, 16 hours and feel
Wow.
fresh. Like right now, it's almost 8:30. I'm not
Yeah.
tired.
Mhm.
I still have a few things to do to
Yeah.
take up, um, and I have energy for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those two things are very
Okay.
important in the morning.
Yeah.
Then I do my meal prep. Okay,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't like eating out. So
Yeah.
all my meals are prepared. So I have
Mm,
my breakfast, my lunch, and then of course I cook
yeah.
dinner. And then um, I work out too in the morning after I do my cold
Mm.
plunge. I work out
Wow.
for a good half an hour, shower,
Yeah.
get ready, and I get to the office and
Mm,
then I figure out what needs to be
yeah.
done. So
Yeah.
because I have a variety of businesses,
Okay.
every day is different
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. Hmm.
So today I had to focus on, since we're doing an expansion, we
Okay.
are introducing new product
Okay.
and we're introducing 180,000 SKUs.
Wow.
So I had a meeting with my marketer and
Okay.
we were creating new product content that I had to review.
Okay.
And that took up quite a few hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then course, I had my lunch
Yeah.
and I zipped down to the city because
Uh-huh.
I had a meeting for our O conference, which
Okay.
we brainstormed, and
Yeah.
then I finished that. I went back to the office,
Yeah.
and then I had a couple of Zoom calls with clients and
Yeah.
coaching clients. So that was my day to day
Yeah.
today. Another day could
It could
be,
be.
I'll give you
Mhm. Mm.
Friday.
Yeah.
I got a text from one of my clients that
Okay.
were helping her set up her business.
Okay.
And this particular project involves, it was securing a location for her new business venture,
Okay.
doing the demolition,
Yeah.
and then doing the build out.
Yeah.
And then getting it all set up for an opening
Okay.
date. So we had to go and check on the progress of the work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and that takes a couple of hours. And
Yeah.
then in the process on Friday, I got a call from one of our tenants that we manage, and they said they had a roof leak. So I zipped over to their
Um,
business and I had to
yeah.
check out the roof leak, called the
Yeah.
roofer, had had the
Mhm.
roofer meet me on Monday to
Yeah.
figure out what needs to be done. And then go back to the office, and I had to deal with
Mhm.
manufacturing things.
Yeah.
For example, I do order product. We
Okay.
were running low on some products,
Okay.
and my production manager came in and he said, "Okay, well, we're running low on a certain
Mhm.
type of wood."
Mhm.
My husband wasn't in; he was out on another business meeting, and so I had to order the material. I know it's
Yeah.
going to come in 6 weeks, but
Yeah.
it was done.
Yeah.
So every single day for me is
It's
different. I don't
different.
have one
Mhm.
specific plan of action.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what I like about it.
Oh, I know. I know. I'm fascinated with like how you started, right? And how
Mm-hmm.
you were a teacher for 30 years and you just kind of like grew into this amazing industry to help women.
Yes.
It's amazing. So what, in your experience, what do you feel are the largest challenges in this industry, in the trades industry for women?
You know what? I'm going to gear it back to challenges in entrepreneurship.
Okay.
Okay, and one thing that really concerns me, and I had
Mhm.
this discussion with Frank Stronach,
Okay.
who's the founder of Magna International.
Yeah.
And for those of you not aware, he is a billionaire. He's
Yeah.
got hundreds of thousands of people working for him worldwide. His
Yeah.
companies are in like 35 countries.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the decline of entrepreneurship in Canada. And
Okay.
he was worried about it because he said small businesses are the backbone of the
Yeah.
country. And
Yeah.
we were having like a round table to discuss how we can
Mhm.
change that.
Yeah.
And I had proposed my idea about mentoring young women because if you look at Statistics Canada, the recent numbers that came out,
Yeah.
year one, 31.3% of businesses fail. not just women, but businesses in general.
31.
Okay, so that's a third.
Yeah. Yeah.
By year 3, it's up to 37.9. And by 5 years, they're
Yeah.
saying you got just a little bit over 30% businesses left. And those businesses are struggling.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the reason why, there's a lot of reasons why businesses are struggling. First of all, if you don't do the right planning from day one,
Yeah.
you're going to encounter a lot of problems, and they're going to sink you. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll give you an example. Last year, I had a young lady call me, and she said, I'm going to start a new business. And she needed some guidance. And I said, okay, well, I have my introductory business program. Okay, so I'm just going to show you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So this one here
Okay.
is geared for anybody that has zero experience about starting a business, running a business.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
and it's based on my skills, my
Yeah.
experience, my knowledge,
Yeah.
and I bring everything: my teaching skills, my woodworking skills, and my marketing skills. And
Yeah.
then it's just for short, it's if you could see it, RIBPM, so
Yeah.
Rosemary's Introductory Business Planning Model.
Yeah.
And it's 12 months. And
Yeah.
I take you through the steps. The first month, we focus on, do you really want to be an entrepreneur?
Yeah.
Because there's so much misconceptions about an entrepreneur. They think it's glamorous. They think, oh, I'm going to make tons of money. You
Yeah.
make money, but you're
Yeah.
going to pay tons of taxes. And you
Yeah.
have to understand that. I've
Yeah.
had clients where they made 7 figures,
Yeah.
and then they forgot that April comes around and they owe the government 53%, and they didn't have it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
these are some of the pitfalls that we look at.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's so important. And then, we start off with something like a little personal note for me. So here in my
Okay.
construction
Yeah.
gear,
So
this
fascinating.
we're installing a new roof.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm there to inspect, and
Yeah.
I go, okay, I'll take a picture. Why not?
Yeah.
And then we have our table of contents. And then what we do is we focus on a particular topic. So like I said, month 1 would be about, are you an entrepreneur? If
Okay.
and this is what it takes to be one. And then we decide. Then you go on to
Okay.
month 2, and then month 2 just looks at, well, what kind of business approach are you
Yeah.
going to take? A unique,
Yeah.
or are you going to take a mass approach? Then we explain it.
Okay.
We explain the different terms, and then there's case
Yeah.
studies. And the case
Yeah.
studies are based on my
Yeah.
companies,
Wow.
where they got a real company with a person that had successes and failures. And I talk all about them so
Yeah.
that you avoid those pitfalls, you avoid those mistakes.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
by doing that, I save you time,
Yeah.
I save you money, and you are actually catapulted perhaps a decade
Yeah.
sooner to success than I was, because I had to
Yeah.
fall and then pick myself up. And then there's other components where we have case studies of other
Yeah.
companies like Ben and Jerry's, Spanx, and I picked them for a particular reason, because there's a lesson to learn out of that. And then, of course, I have inspirational quotes,
Amazing.
and they're by women.
Yeah.
And then this program here, what happens? Well, you talk to me twice a month,
Yeah.
like we're talking right
Yeah.
now, and we go through the month exercises. Any
Okay.
questions, any, things that you need help with, well, we
Yeah.
figure it out. We
Yeah.
sort it all out. And by your 12th month, you're launched, you're ready to go, you got your plan,
Yeah.
and you have also the ability to grow.
Yeah. Oh,
So
I think
then,
it's wonderful. So, I mean, I would love to speak with you for hours. Hours. I find what you do so fascinating. And I'm sure that the viewers do too. Like, it's so interesting to me.
mhm.
And we don't have a lot of time. So, if I may
ask you, when there's someone, whether there's someone that's viewing this or a referral of some sort, how would someone get in touch with you? And how to proceed when it comes to, I guess, your courses?
You can send me a DM because I'm on
Okay.
Instagram,
Yeah.
or simply going on my website.
Okay.
My website is updated on a regular basis. So if they wanted, if you, for example, want to learn
Yeah.
about the business, you have my introductory business program there, and
Yeah.
you read about it, you click on it, and you make payment,
Yeah.
and you download it, and you receive a copy, and then you go on to my Calendly,
Yeah.
and you make the appointment to have a talk with me twice a
Okay.
month. And then a lot of the women I met last week at the meetup, they already have businesses, so that
Yeah.
course would not necessarily be for them.
Yeah.
What I would recommend for them is my advanced.
Okay.
Okay, and so
Yeah.
this one here, we go into topics that are geared for your particular business. For example, we evaluate your business
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
We evaluate who your clients are. We evaluate your revenue, your expenses. So we
Yeah.
do a whole audit, and
Okay.
we build on your strengths, and we correct your weaknesses.
Okay. I love it.
So
Fascinating.
this one's on there, but
Yeah.
and
Fascinating.
so again, and then the other thing that I offer is personal development. And personal
Okay.
development, like, I can teach all the business advice in the world,
Yeah.
but if you don't have this,
Yeah. It's not going to work.
it's not going to work.
Not going
And
to work.
I
Yeah.
partnered up
Yeah.
with a well-known health and nutrition
Okay.
coach.
Yeah.
And I'll show you. We got a program that's called Level
Okay.
Up Your Mindset.
Okay.
Her name's Tara Garrison, and
Yeah.
it is also a 12-month
Okay.
program, and it has the acronym Let's Grow Baby.
Yeah.
So each month represents a particular area of focus. So
Okay.
L stands for listen, then you got
Yeah.
environment, time, you've got subconscious, you got gratitude, relationships, organization, work, belief, ask, boundaries, and yield. And within those, you have 4 weeks, and then it's broken up into subcategories. So, for example, I'll just do 1 month. Month one, you have week one,
Yeah.
you learn meditation. Week two, you focus on silence. Week three, intuition. And then week four, presence.
Yeah.
And then you have a little checklist of
Yeah.
things. Okay, so it's a very spiritual type of
Yeah.
program that gets you in touch with your inner self.
Yeah.
Okay, and we have an animal and a crystal totem
Okay.
that's associated for each month, because you're going to have these items next to you to extract their energies. So
Yeah.
month one, we have the frog.
Okay.
Why do we have the frog?
That's awesome.
Because the frog represents transformation. And having the frog near you, you're going to transform like the frog. Because frog starts out as larvae.
Yeah.
And then what happens to the frog? You have the various stages of them being
Yeah.
a
Of
tadpole. And
growth.
then, of growth. Sorry, I dropped that one.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the stone is the
Yeah.
amethyst. And this awakens your spiritual awareness and your intuition. So by having these close to you and doing your program, you actually absorb those energies, and you come to life with them. And then
Yeah.
the other things that you work on, because of the thing, is 3 other points: is you get a weekly
Yeah.
challenge, a weekly mantra,
Yeah.
as well as a weekly discussion. And
Okay.
this also is on the website.
Okay.
And if someone were to ask me which one,
Yeah.
I would start with personal development and then move
Yeah.
to the business, because business, you got to be strong as steel.
Yeah. 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 Oh my God, I love it. Like I said, like I would love to speak with you for hours. Like I was fascinated by what you do, fascinated by the courses that you have put together. Um, yeah, it's wonderful. So thank you,
Well, you're welcome.
Rosemary. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you very soon. It was great to meet you in person
Yes.
at our monthly meetup
Okay.
not long ago, which was
Yeah, it
amazing.
was fascinating. And I was telling some of the ladies that were at the meetup, because they asked me if I was doing anything, any events.
Yeah.
And we're planning for a really big event, August 9 to 11th. And
Okay.
it's the package is up. It's called You Owe It to Yourself
Okay.
Conference. So
Okay.
they can check out the details on the website. And if they have any
Okay. Yeah.
questions, they can shoot them to me. And basically it's 3 days, 64 attendees, 5 workshops. And the reason we're bringing women together is you're going to have 10 keynote speakers there.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
be there. One of the organizers, her name, she's also part of the We
Yeah.
Network, Manuela Marcagiani.
Yeah.
She's the founder of, or co-founder and CEO of Isomer Skincare in Toronto. And
Hi,
she has a
Mariya.
wealth of amazing, oh, she's on, she
Yeah.
has amazing experience. And along
Yeah.
with Sandra from the We Network, we're
Yeah.
planning this conference. Why? We want to get women there to inspire them. We want to
Yeah.
equip them with the knowledge, the tools
Yeah.
that they need to succeed in entrepreneurship. But also women who say, I don't want to be an entrepreneur, I want to find a career where I
Yeah.
might like, that's different, and I'll have opportunities. And
Yeah.
that's where we're bringing in the skilled
Mhm.
traits.
Yeah. Beautiful. It's amazing. Amazing, Rosemary. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Wait,
Thank you.
no, thank you.
We
It
will
was
be
a
in
pleasure.
touch.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you. So for anyone, Rosemary of O, reach out to her. There's a lot of amazing information aside from this live that she has for you. We will stay
Yep.
in touch. Good
Wonderful.
night to everyone. Thanks again, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you.
very much, everyone, for joining, and thank you for hosting again.
You're
Have a nice
welcome.
night. Take
You
care.
too. You too. Bye. Bye.